Good afternoon. Today I want to talk to you guys about muscle testing, kinesiology, and how we can use muscle testing to talk to our body, to understand what our body is telling us, to tap into our subconscious. There are different ways that we can use muscle testing, and there are different ways to actually muscle test. Some people use what they call as a sway test. Some people use their hands. Um, if you've ever gone to a chiropractor, you've probably seen where they have you put your arm out like this and then they test it for different things. So it's the same concept, but I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself, right? And then some people actually can use a pendulum. So for those who like pendulums, I have mine. I have one of mine. I have several different ones I use. Um, so you can do it through that. You can do, but the first thing I want to talk about is why would you want to muscle test? What does muscle testing what to help you with, what's the purpose of it. So a lot of times you're trying to decide if something is good for you or not. If you're going to the grocery store, for example, and you're thinking like, can I have this? Like one of a good friend of ours, we had done some stuff and talked about muscle testing and how to. We did a class and she learned how she could do different things for her body. And she wrote back one day. She says, "My body said yes, I can have a brownie." So it's like that. It can be something simple. For another one of my friends, she likes certain things and her body doesn't. So she's gone through, like, she likes, I think it's Earl Grey tea. And she's finally found one that her body says, yes, you can have this. Different brands, but her body agreed to. So you can use muscle testing, and there's ways that you can do it. So you can actually be in a grocery store and you can muscle test, and nobody's really going to know what you're doing, right? So you don't have to worry about, oh, it's going to look weird if I'm doing this in public. Yeah, no, it's going to be fine. I'm going to show you how to do it all. So let's start with a sway test. If you are going to do the sway test, the ideal is you want to get what you know for absolutely is a yes and what's a no. Now, some people can just say the word yes, and some people can say the word no and get results. Some people have a problem for some reason with yes and no, so we tell them to make a statement. So, for example, if I was to say, my name is Carol, that's not my name, so I would get it, my body would say, no. But if I said, my name is Pamela, that is my name, so my body's going to say yes. So for me, if I'm doing a sway test, my yes is that my body sways forward, right? And my no is that it sways backwards. So I will give a caveat here. It's if you decide that you're going to try doing a sway test, make sure, because you normally do sway tests standing up, make sure that you have something that you can kind of hold down to if you start to go, because my yeses, especially my nos, are really extreme. So a no for me, I feel like I'm falling, right? Because I literally move a lot. For some people, their yeses and nos could be very minute. Like my heart, my love of my life, his no is like side by side, just real slow. So you have to be really tuned in to see what your body's doing to know if you're getting a yes or a no. So you always want to test what's your yes and what's your no. If you're going to do a sway test, let's talk about that one first. If you're doing a sway test, then what you're going to do is you're going to stand up with your feet about shoulders length apart, right? So just stand relaxed. You don't want to lock your knees or anything, just stand relaxed. You can close your eyes or not. It depends on you. Some people choose to close their eyes. Again, if you're going to do that, make sure you have something close by that you can grab hold of. And some people will say you have to face north. I don't find that to be true for me, but I've been muscle testing for a long time. So you may need to face north first for you. It just kind of depends. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand with your feet apart and you're going to put your arms down by your sides and just kind of relax for a few minutes. And then you're going to say your yes statement. Either you're just going to say the word yes and wait and see what your body does. Do not be in your head. Don't overthink. Oh, what's it going to do? Just relax and just say yes. And even sitting here, if I do yes, my body kind of does a little bit, and just see, what does your body do? If yes doesn't work for you, then try doing my name is and say your name. So my name is Pamela. And again, if you can see the camera, my body automatically kind of went forward a little bit. Um, if you get really good at muscle testing, you do it not really good meaning very proficient, but good meaning you're doing it often enough, you can be sitting down. You don't have to stand up, and you can muscle test, right? So it's going to depend on what. But when you're first learning, if you're going to do the sway test, let's stand up, and then you're going to say what your no is. So either you can just say the word no, and again, you can see my body automatically went backwards, or you can say my name is and a word that's not your name, like my name is Harry. Okay. Um, so just try that. Try a couple of things to see what works for you. For most people, using their hands is a big one. So what I tell people, if you're going to use your hands, you want to take and put your hand where, like you're holding, let me put where your camera can see it, like you're holding a dime or a penny in between your finger and your thumb, right? And you want to hold it strong enough. There you go. You want to hold it strong enough that you're not gonna be shaking. Like if I'm holding, you can see my hand shakes a little bit. You just want to hold a firm grasp. And the ideal is that you have it strong enough that it's not going to pull apart. So you can do a second one. So I like interlock it like a chain. And then I can do a yes and my hand stays together. I can do a no and my other one automatically it loosens. Some people may not come all the way apart, but you can feel that it lets go a little bit. It lessens. So you can do that. Another way is some people will do their hand the same way. And then they do like this, a yes and a no, and they if they can pull it apart. So if I'm just not saying yes or no, I'm just you can see it doesn't move. If I do yes, I'm missing my yes goes apart. Okay, so yes and no. So it breaks. For me, if I'm using my hands, my way that I like to do it is I take one finger of the one hand and the finger of the other, and this is how I do my yes and my no. And again, you don't want to be in your head. You don't want to be thinking about what your body's doing. You want to be just observing, kind of like third party, right? So you're just observing it. When I teach people to muscle test, there's some things. So once you get that down, so you can do yes, you can do no. Um, my name is Pamela. I love dark chocolate. What's a no for me? I can't think of any no's right now. I'm a man, right? So say things that you know are yes or no's so you can find out what your body does. That way, when you get into a situation where you want to muscle test, well, is this true for me? And the reason I want you to get your yes and no's down really good and saying things that you know are true for you, because later on, you're going to want to test things that you don't know the answer to. So if you're real clear on what your yes and no is, it's easier for you to test things that you may not know, right? So, for example, for me, um, I am very well hydrated for today. So for right now, I am. I've been drinking water. I just finished doing a session with some friends. So I hydrate before I do sessions just to make sure, because there's a lot of energy shifting going on because I'm a theta healer. So when I do theta healing, it's the energy work and it shifts a lot of energy through. So I make sure I'm hydrated. When you're saying that, because when you're muscle testing, if you cannot get a yes or no, the first thing you need to find out is, are you hydrated? Have you had enough water? And it doesn't count if you're drinking sodas. Sorry, guys, it just doesn't. Juices either will not count. What you need to be hydrated is water. And the other thing that's important is not just any water. So if you buy bottled water, which a lot of people do, and I'm not gonna give opinions one way or other on that, because sometimes there's certain ones that I would buy like if we're out somewhere and I need water. But test, is this the best water for me? Right? So, so you could actually take a bottle of something and hold it to your body and say, if you were doing the sway test, is this the best for me? Is this what my body needs right now? And if you have your yes and no, and you know your sway test, and you know that, and if you tested like, I can't even think of a generic bottle of water right now because I don't really buy them that much. But if you were to test that water and your body went backwards a little bit, it may not mean that you don't need water right now. It could mean that that's not the best brand for you. So maybe if you went up to a different brand, one that's an alkaline water, and you tested that, And there's a lot of alkaline waters out there. There's several different brands. I know there's Smart Water's one. I think Fiji has one now. Core Water's another one. So there's several that have alkalines. So you can test that. I can almost guarantee you that if you test any of the flavored waters or any of the one that's got the bubbles, carbonated waters, most likely your body's going to tell you no, you don't need that, right? Because our bodies know what we need. So, but it's fun. It's fun to try it, just to see what works for you, see what your body needs. The other thing that you can use is for vitamins. Which brand of vitamin might be the best one for you? Okay. For those of you who want to use a pendulum, um, like this is just one of the ones I have that I use sometimes. So you can do a couple of things with pendulum. I'm trying to get it where you can see me in the camera and the pendulum. Okay. So you can do it where you tell your pendulum that you want it to be yes or no one way. So yes would be one way and no. This specific pendulum, I let it tell me because it's a energized one. It's a very specifically set up for healing, and it's a natural stone. So I let the energy from the stone. So if I say to the pendulum, let me get stopped for a minute. Okay. So if I said, show me a no, okay, can you see that it's for me it's going back and forth this way. If I said to it, show me a yes, okay, it's actually doing a counterclockwise circle. Because I also use this for some different energy work for healing. If I said, show me how to heal, it will change and it actually does a clockwise. And for you that are watching, if you notice my hand's not moving, this is not me moving it, it is just it. Now, you don't have to have a pendulum if you want to use something other than your fingers or sway test or muscle test. You could have a necklace that has something on it. You could have a bracelet. You can use your car keys. All right. I have friends who lose their car keys all the time. I mean, literally, they can place them down, and 3 seconds later, they've lost their car keys. So they will take their necklace and they'll say, where are my car keys? Are my car keys in the living room? Are they in the kitchen? Are they in the car? And they let the pendulum tell them where. It's just crazy because like, how can you lose your keys that often, right? You would think that, okay, you know that you have a problem with your keys. When you walk into the house, you put them here. But some people have their own things, right? But anyways, going back to this, getting off subject, going back to muscle testing. So here, once you learn how to muscle test, other than um, foods, beverages, there are some other things you can test for yourself. When I'm dealing with people in my theta healing, I ask them certain questions, and I really want them to muscle test it for themselves if they can. And so we talk about core beliefs, and like one of them is they believe that instant healing is possible. Another one is I deserve an instant healing. And the third one is I want an instant healing. So those are three things I had them test for. Um, some other ones are I just I'm worthy of being loved. So there's a lot of core beliefs that people have, and being able to muscle test because a lot of times we don't even know we have those beliefs, right? So being able to do that where you can test for yourself and say, you know, I am. Um, I'm worthy of abundance. That's a good one. Because if you're not, then we can work on that for you, right? We can help you with that. Um, I'm trying to think of another one that's just amazing. I deserve to be loved. I'm worthy of being loved. So there's a lot of things that are amazing that our bodies can tell us if we listen to it. And being able to muscle test is one of the ways that you can do that. Okay. So again, thank you for watching our channel. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click on the button for notifications so that you can be notified when we're going live, because we usually go live on Mondays and Fridays, just so you know, with different topics, different people that we're interviewing. There's just all kinds of things going up. Share our channel with your friends. If you want more information, please comment below. Let us know. We'll be happy to reach out to you or give you contact information for us. And again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.